So now we have Mr. Sanjit Singh, a senior bureaucrat. He is a senior advisor in NITI Aayog. He will share with us Government of India's view on student mobility and international student sector. So I invite Mr. Sanjit Singh and okay, and I invite Shweta to give a bouquet to Mr. Sanjit Singh. Yeah, Mr. Sanjit Singh, please.
So good evening, and thank you so much for inviting me here. And in fact, I was just asking my colleague that is the bouquet for beating the Delhi traffic. She said yes, that's what it's for. So I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier. I missed all the good part. I'm told it was nice slideshows and stuff. I'm sure I'll get to see some of them. But first and foremost, it's indeed a very big privilege for me to be here, and a great pleasure indeed. I know some of the friends here from the Australian High Commission and others, and so thank you so much for inviting me here. So very formally, Mr. Daddy Milani, Pro Vice Chancellor, Trobe University, Australia, Dr. Amanda Barry, Mr. George Thivos, Mr. Nathaniel Webb, Mr. Vic Singh, Mr. Nishidhar Bora, Ms. Sonia Singh, and members of the AAERI, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much again for inviting me to be here this evening to participate in this convention. And I can tell you at the outset, no, I have not really participated in any formal AAERI event earlier. So when Ms. Sonia Singh and Anishi Bora reached out to me, I said, yes, sure. It's good to be among the educated people and those promoting education. I feel educated myself. Having said that, I belong to the government, and I've been in the government for now about 35 years. And I'm presently, for the past 4 years, with this organization called NITI Aayog, which serves as a think tank for the Honorable Prime Minister, and also helps in formulating, rather incubating a lot of new ideas and policies. So we were also instrumental in, and my earlier avatar, I was also at the Department of Commerce, where I was one of the earliest to start negotiating the India-Australia FTA, which is now, of course, taken the shape of a successful ECTA, and that is a matter of personal pride and joy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to take this opportunity to share with you some of the thoughts on the ongoing India's educational landscape. That's exactly, I think, one of the areas you would like to hear more about. And of course, the critical process which the partners on both sides, India and Australia, are playing in this process. India, of course, has the largest young youth population in the world, and it's a demographic phenomena which presents a significant opportunity for economic growth and which we call demographic dividend. But to fully capitalize on this, it's critical that we provide quality education and vocational skills to the millions of young people who are entering the workforce over the next decade and beyond. And believe you me, that is one of the major areas of concern for the government today. How do we bring more jobs to our youth, and how do we make them deserving for those skilled jobs which are going to be really required for the coming decades? According to a recent data, India's population in the working age, which is 15 to 64, is going to its highest today. Our median age, you may know, is about 29.5 years. And this demographic dividend is going to continue for a decade or two more, but it's going to peak around 2030 or 2032 at that. Uh, but the working age population of India is going to be in their high 60s. So today it's about 64 to 65% of our population, which also means that the dependency ratio is extremely low in India. So this presents a unique window for India to leverage what we call the human capital. However, it also creates an immense need for a robust and accessible education system capable of preparing this population for a modern job market. Many of you may have gone through the Indian education system, maybe the 10 plus 2 plus 3 system, etc. You would unabashedly, I mean, there's no need to even beat around the bush. It does not prepare us for the job market. When we come out of college, we're not really ready to start a job immediately. So therein is one of the aspects of the facets of the various challenges which we face in ensuring that the education which we provide is making us capable of picking up relevant jobs in the market, becoming job ready, becoming having the skills to be able to market them in the as per the needs of the industry. So therefore I say that the key challenge is not just about providing access to education, but ensuring its quality and more importantly its relevance. So while India's higher education enrollment has been increasing, with millions of students are entering college, but a significant gap remains between academic learning and industry requirements. So here I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen, that internationalization of education is a part of a crucial strategy for India to address this significant challenge of providing quality, relevant education and skills to our massive youth population. We believe that it can help bridge the gap between academic learning and industry demands by promoting global standards, by promoting best practices, and by innovative teaching methods. So, therefore, this is a very well thought out, well considered thrust by the government of India to how do we bring in the benefits, how do we reap the benefits by internationalization of education in India. Our commitment to education is, of course, absolutely evident from the rapid growth we have seen in the past decade and a half. So since 2014-15, the number of universities in India has grown from 760 to about 1338. This was about 2 months ago. And colleges have increased from about 38,500 to over 52,000 today. So this expansion is in preparation for meeting the rising demand for higher learning. So the point I'm making is that this is the demand for which India is preparing itself. This is in terms of the quantum. I'm not yet addressing the issue of quality, right? So through the national education policy of which is NEP 2020, India has introduced sweeping reforms which are aimed to make education flexible, multidisciplinary, and globally aligned. More than 70,000 higher education institutions are now serving a burgeoning student population, with 54 Indian universities are now featuring in this year's QS World University Rankings. Now, which is a significant rise from just 13 in 2015. So I know I'm sitting in among people who really monitor this very, very carefully. So India's rank also on the Global Innovation Index has improved from 39 in 2024. And this underscores the rising quality and impact of India's education. There's an absolute thrust. There's absolute the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Skill Development is really focused on this aspect about quality. Ladies and gentlemen, the NEP 2020 is at the heart of India's push for internationalization. It encourages partnerships between Indian and foreign universities, joint and dual degree programs, research collaboration, and student and faculty exchanges. This policy has paved the way for several top-ranked foreign universities, including from Australia, to establish campuses in India and which have, of course, helping to reduce the outflow of Indian students going abroad and attracting international students to Indian shores. Let me utilize this opportunity of being among those who are actively participating in this process. So we at NITI Aayog are really open to ideas and suggestions. Please tell us, where do you think we need to do more? Where do you think the NEP 2020 is not really doing enough towards this purpose? So please do put your thinking hats together. Feel free to write to us, connect with us. We'll be happy to really talk to you in detail. My colleagues from Australian High Commission are here. We'll be talking to them also. How we can take this little deeper. This is the role which is given to us at NITI Aayog. How do we really think out of the box? How do we take the next 2 decades to become the transformative decades in which Indian education reaches the next level of quality? That of course means engaging more deeply with Australia. It means engaging more deeply with other nations like Australia with like-minded thought processes and like-minded systems in place. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gujarat International Financial Tech City, the GIFT City, is already hosting foreign university centers, and forthcoming regulations will allow foreign universities to run physical campuses in India with autonomy over fee structures and admissions. I'm sure many of you are already familiar with GIFT City, and those of you who have not visited, I would invite you to come. Please visit GIFT City. If there's any challenge, we will be happy to organize for you to a visit to GIFT City, interaction with them, try and understand what is it that they have to offer. Now, turning to the vital relationship between India and Australia, the educational exchange is increasingly vibrant. Indian students represent the largest group receiving Australian student visas in early 2025, with over 5,000 visas approved in the very first 2 months. Thank you so much for that. And this, of course, has surpassed China, which is also a sense of satisfaction. Indian enrollment in Australian institutions has reached over 122,000 by late 2023 and continues to rise. And this, no surprising, because this is drawn to Australia's quality education, its post-study work opportunities, and the welcoming academic environment which Australia provides. The recent India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, ECTA, and a 2023 mechanism for mutual recognition of qualifications have removed many barriers to collaboration between our countries' education institutions. And of course, there is more to be done. And now we are working on agreement beyond ECTA. So please do let us know if you feel that there are more provisions which need to be worked upon, more aspects of the MRA which need to be brought into it, so that more robust framework can be arrived at. Even at present, there's an active growth in joint research, faculty exchanges, and student mobility programs, especially in STEM and humanities. Despite the growing inbound flow of Indian students to Australia, the reciprocal mobility, Australian students going to India, rather coming to India, remain limited at present. Strengthening this exchange could further enrich both countries academically and culturally. We would like to urge this august body, the AAERI, to really put the shoulder behind the wheel to encourage the universities to expand their engagement with the Indian institutions, particularly with India's top ranking and research intensive universities, to harness joint innovation opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey to make Indian education prestigious is a collective one. It demands rigorous quality assurance, transparent governance, and a robust participation by all stakeholders, including the distinguished members of AAERI. By upholding these values, promoting inclusivity, embracing innovation, and fostering robust international partnerships, India will emerge as a leading global education hub which partners with all leading educational hubs like Australia around the globe. In closing, I would like to commend AAERI for its unwavering commitment to ethical practices and transparent representation. Together, we can strengthen the India-Australia educational corridor, nurturing talent, that will drive our mutual prosperity and global leadership in education. And thank you once again.